This is an AO1 and AO2 question. Remember, you get 2 marks for AO1, which is your own knowledge, and 2 marks for AO2, which is where you're applying your knowledge to this specific figure. Therefore, you must use this figure in your answer as evidence of what you are saying. It is asking you how useful sources like this are in representing place. Therefore, you can bring in other examples of songs or poems you have used, but make sure you focus on how useful they are. Representing a place. In this answer, you get marks for showing your understanding of how qualitative sources can represent place and what you should consider when you're using them. Then include examples from this song. Songs are usually written by insiders. Therefore, they would know the area well, making them useful representations as they would have lots of knowledge. If you just made that point, that would be an AO1 mark. You've used your own knowledge about who writes these types of sources. Now we need to try and look for some evidence from this source so that we can bring it into our answer. You could assume that this is written by an insider. He says, "I took you there once." So this suggests it is written by an insider. So he would have lots of knowledge. Remember, an insider is someone who has lived in a place, they were probably born there, so they would have lots and lots of knowledge. Therefore, it's useful. Keep looking back at the question. Try and use the words from the question in your answer. Another issue with insiders, though, is it could be subject to bias. If we keep reading through this song, it seems that it is quite negative. So the water was dirty, it smelt of industrialisation. This paints quite a negative view. So this person might have had a negative experience here. Therefore, this bias makes it less useful. Although it does paint a clear picture of what it was like, it gives us an image that we can see or imagine. So therefore, that would be quite useful. If we carry on reading, it implies that these are memories from a long time ago. So beneath the old tree bore factory that burnt down in the early 70s. So these are memories from a long time ago. So it may have changed since. Do we know if the author has been back or not? So it could be out of date. So this makes it less useful again. We don't know if this is a modern picture of what Sheffield looks like today. Remember to keep looking back at the question. Are these sources useful? You need to make sure you comment on how useful they are and say why. You must use this song in your answer, so you need to use quotes from the song to show that you've used it as evidence. On the next slide, there is a Jamboard with some more notes that will help you redraft your answer. The written notes in blue refer specifically to how useful this source is.